right. All right.
Alright, right.
Hopefully,
Hopefully
the
the
audio
audio
is
is
working
working
better
better
than
than
yesterday.
yesterday.
Depends.
Depends.
I
I
turn
turn
off,
off,
I
I
turn
turn
on,
on,
and
and
the
the
stuff
stuff
happens.
happens.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
JLR
JLR
first
first
of
of
all.
all
Uh,
for
for this.
this.
Um,
Um,
worst
worst
part,
part,
I
I
got
got
some
some
stuff
stuff
I
I
saw
saw
you
you
use
use
some
some
of
of
what
what
he
he
said
said
on
on
here
here
because,
because,
um,
um,
well,
well,
let's
let's
get
get
into
into
it.
it.
Shout
And the
out
judge's going
JLR
to have to review
Investigates.
this. So let me just try to understand this. I mean, is that it?
Yeah, it
Is
is.
that it? Is that all we got here? Nothing exciting today on Sean P. Diddy Combs. So,
Let us
Mark,
see.
Sean, is that you? Yes. Where are you? In my office. Is the government? Oh, okay. Yeah. It's they had a virtual hearing on some sort of telephone teleconference. Mark said, Sean, is that you? Combs is like, yes. Where are you? In my office. Deputy, is the government on? Yes. Beyond the letter, anything? No. Deputy, we'll get back in writing. Adjourned. That's it. That's it. Wow. Quick. Quick hearing. That took the hearing is over, folks. That's it. I thought we were going to get some
He
sort of
goes into
irony
a funny
out.
thing about
Missy, thank you for the
a
gifted
year and a
membership.
day.
Hey, Charlie. Nice to see you, Charlie. Nice to
Let's
see you,
see
Charlie.
if we can fast
Missy,
forward it here.
government's sentencing memorandum be filed on September
Is it going
26,
to here?
2025. So just a chain of
And here you
events.
have
Get it?
Chefsky.
You got to object, file all that. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. For post-verdict motions, the parties propose that the defense file any post-verdict motions on or before July 30th. So that stays the same. And the government responds on or before August 20th. Allergies. Finally, the government requests that it be permitted to submit.
I have to say the reason why I do this late is because earlier I had something I had to do with mail and everything, so I was able to do this a lot earlier. So
It's summary of offense conduct
It
on
is what it
or
is.
before July 11th, and the defense does not object. We appreciate the court's consideration. So what's up? What has changed? What has changed
to
just
year
from the
to
other
day.
day from an old letter? They're like going back to square one. But that's where we got. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Thank you again, Missy, for the gifted membership. One gifted membership again, Missy in the house. Yeah, that's crazy. But that's where we're at. So, nothing new to exciting on that aspect, and that was just a quick, we are adjourned. Now, let me look at Inner City Press to get a little follow-up here and see if he says anything.
We'll see.
Oh, by the way, they might not just say time served, but they might ask for a year and a day.
Here it
In the
is.
federal level, you'll hear a lot, year and a day. Look it up.
Yeah.
If you get a year or less in federal prison, you don't get good time. You do not. You have to actually serve a. You
I
have
think
to
he's
actually have to
right.
be
I
sentenced
think he's right.
over a year to get the 54-day good time. So a lot of lawyers will argue for a year and a day, because if they get a year and only a year, you spend the entire year. But if you get a year and a day, they could technically say, well, he served over a year and a day, which he would get additionally another 54 days, which would take him up to 14 months, 15 months, plus halfway house would take you close to the low end of the.
By the way, if there's anything about the audio, please tell me. I need to know. Otherwise, it's not my fault.
21 to 27. That's the only strategic reason why I feel like they pushed that sentencing back to October 3rd. Remember, the judge said he considers Diddy a danger, right? Pretty much. Will he get the max? Chef Jordan. Let's talk about the chef.
Yeah, I think though that they're doing that for a year and a day thing, so that they can say he got good time. They're trying to get him out. This piece of shit that should be executed for what he's done, I believe, and everything. He's a piece of shit. I don't like him or his people. That anything to do with what he's doing. And everything, but I know that this is some type of thing that defense is doing a year and a day to get the good time, say, hey, he's been doing good, we should be able to get him out. He's going to be serving at most 5 years, unless the judge says different, you know, and this piece of shit's going to be on the streets and everything, so.
We played a video just 2 days ago with the chef, Jordan Atkinson, one of the key witnesses in this case. She actually spoke on Instagram. We wanted to play this during our live just to show you what the chef, she was supposed to be a witness. She was supposed to come in within the first week and a half. And then suddenly she got scrapped. Now some people say she got scared. Other people think that she's not credible. She got issues going on. A lot of people believe her and wanted her to come on, but she has spoken. But I want to play the chef. So let's get the chef up, and we'll listen to the chef, Chef Jordan.
Hey, it's me again. I just wanted to address a few things because I know that it's been very confusing to see my initial post about my reaction to the verdict and me saying that I was afraid. And I'd like to explain that
please do. I want to hear.
Yes, being contacted by the federal government is terrifying. The fact that their visit happens on March 20th, and by April 4th, really, I was made aware that Sean Combs already knew about that visit, even though I declined to speak to the feds when they came. That's why I was served with the grand jury subpoena. So my thing is everyone's like, oh, that's not witness tampering, that his lawyers were trying to pay your legal fees. Now riddle me this. If someone has assaulted you in the past and they threatened your life because you know about them brutally assaulting the person that they are with, that's at the center of the case.
His people did that.
Why would you be offering to pay my legal fees? Riddle me that, okay? And I wasn't responding. So there are text messages, and I do have voicemails from that lawyer too, because they were trying to reach me. Now, in the interim of me not responding, my car was mysteriously broken into. It's a smash and grab in this city. But my car, the alarm system was disabled, and the contents of my glove compartment and my middle console, everything that was identifying me was taken out and neatly placed on my passenger seat like a serial killer. And I immediately filed a police report and stated in that police report that the feds were at my house 2 weeks before, and that I believe that this was witness tampering and intimidation. And I still do believe it. So for everyone saying...
This piece of shit people, they deserve to die for what they fucking did and everything like that. This piece of shit has been doing this for decades. There's been reports of stuff that he's done to girls when he was a fucking kid. And everything. This piece of trash is going to be doing about 5 years probably at most. Of course, there are other people. Hopefully, they'll file criminal charges. But I see just a bunch of civil charges and everything like that. But this guy's getting away with murder and everything. There's a lot of murders connected to this guy too. I hope the worst thing happens to him in prison. I hope the worst thing over if he does any time. People need to come forward and put criminal charges I don't think the prosecution did a good enough job on this. I think the jury was stupid. A bunch of idiots. Some of them were corrupt and foul because they laughed at some of the stuff he did to these ladies and beating them, kidnapping, extortion, coercion, rape, and other stuff. And this piece of shit jury just let him go.
Oh, he's not thinking about you. Oh, he's not going to do anything to you. Oh, nothing's going to happen to you. Oh, you're being dumb because now you're saying where you're at. He knows where I'm at. He been knew where the fuck I was at. So there's those details. And maybe that's the only thing where anything to do with me and I have to say is alleged. Because I don't have proof that he made people do that. And I believe that he did because he wanted to control my interview with the government. Like Jane. What else? All these men that are stepping up now and that are saying, oh, you know, it was just a little prostitution. Oh, it was just a little this. Oh, it was just a little drugs. If you have to pump people full of drugs for them to participate in sexual
activity, guys that are saying that are a piece of shit and trash, and they belong in the fucking trash can and an incinerator. They do. They belong in an incinerator. Guys like that, people, ladies, whatever. I don't care. They belong in an incinerator that talk like that.
Activities that you want to do, that is coercion, and I don't think that they wanted to do it. And for multiple women over decades to have said that he raped them, I believe them. I know Cassie. She said it happened. I believe her. I know Mia. She said it happened. I believe her. Kat, my friend, said it happened. I believe her. And in some of the documentaries, there's a common thread. None of these women had spoke to each other. You want to know what the common thread is? Is that his eyes turned black and he looked like a demon. And so I believe that he was doing these things when he was out of his mind because he was a drug addict. Because he was a drug addict. He is a drug addict. Yeah. And so a lot of the verbal abuse and tantrums that us employees that were dealing with him quietly and silently were due to his drug abuse because he was a fucking drug addict. A high functioning drug addict. And then it's like, oh, why are you guys saying something now? And because I can now. Because I can now. And you know what? And I just don't care no more. And he's getting away with everything that he's done for decades. And all of these men that keep trying to pacify the behavior, y'all are predators too. So if you gotta pump women full of drugs so that you can have sex with them, you're a fucking predator. Okay? So yeah. So I just wanted to get that off of my chest too. Let me see. What else do I want to get off of my chest? Multiple executives over.
Unless they're asking for some of that stuff for relaxation or whatever, you know, they should just be burned alive. Just got this trash.
Decades have helped cover up crimes, okay? Yep. And it should have been focused on them because the reality is nobody values women. Nobody cares about what was happening to them. Abuse apparently doesn't matter. When you pump people full of drugs to get them to do what they want to do, apparently they were doing it because they wanted to. No, but if the focus would have stayed on all the executives, I don't know why this wasn't presented. I don't know. Not my case. And that's what my lawyer had to keep telling me. So then it's like, why didn't you testify? Because I freaked out on them. Because I told them, literally, you're going to lose it. Because I don't know what you guys are doing. And so, yeah. Just wanted to clear that up. And I understand that you guys don't really...
Yeah, so they didn't have her on staff because they said she's going to freak out and stuff like that. They wouldn't be able to contain her on there. I mean, this is the thing. Courtrooms, it's like you can't be like that. It's a bunch of bullshit in some ways. But, anyways, it's that thing that they could use her. But the way that the case went, it wouldn't matter because the stupid piece of shit jurors. the way that they are. Those pieces of shit that did what they did.
Sex work, and there is a lot of nuances. And listen, people's sexual kinks is not the problem, but when you have to beat
That's
people
right.
into
That's right. I know him and Magnolia, saying all this stuff about, sex workers and saying that all this is sex trafficking. Not all of it was, but there was enough sex trafficking where they should have gotten a RICO on it. But that's a piece of shit jury.
Submission? That is the problem, okay? I don't know how nobody understands this.
Let's go back here.
Just wanted to clear that up. And I understand that you guys don't really understand sex work. And there is a lot of nuances. And
That's right.
listen, the people's sexual kinks is not the problem. But when you have to beat people into a submission, that is the problem, okay? I don't know how nobody understands this, but I stand with victims. And yeah, and I want to move forward, but I just don't understand. You guys don't know Cassie. I believe that she was raped. You don't know Mia. I do. I believe she was raped. You don't know Kat. I know her. I believe she was raped. He's a fucking rapist. And so I don't care. That's what I believe.
Guys need to be dead by fucking opinions.
Have a great
Piece
day,
of shit. They all do.
Fuck.
Say it, sister. Say it. Don't hold
Okay,
back.
so that
Don't hold
is
back on this
Jordan
piece of shit.
Axon, Diddy's first celebrity client.
I hope they get him. I hope they
That
get
up.
him in there in that prison. I hope they get him. I want to see it. I want to see that happen.
Her first celebrity. Whoa. Sidebar.
Yeah.
I just want to put out other
sidebar.
information here too, folks. Could Diddy's fortune be at risk? And it says Combs has been sued by multiple people who claim they've been victims of physical or SA. He has already paid $20 million to Cassie. Most of the lawsuits, though, are still pending. And it isn't clear how many, if any, will be successful or how much it will cost Combs to defend himself in court. I will just say, if you're being sued 60 times, or you're just getting your lawyers to handle all of them in just one batch here, or one at a time, and just say, hey, I'm going to pay this lawyer $10 million for one retainer to handle everything, or does the lawyers, do each and every one? That remains to be seen. That's going to cost a lot of money. Whether some of those lawsuits are successful or not, who knows? But I want to share something else that has been put out there. Federal prosecutors have informed the court that if Combs is convicted, they would seek to have him forfeit any assets, including properties, used to commit or facilitate his crimes. It is not immediately clear following the verdict how prosecutors would proceed or whether asset forfeiture would be part of the sentence imposed by the judge. That you have to keep an eye out on, because it's possible things could be seized. We just don't know. So we'll leave it at that, folks. Sentencing October 3rd. Once these PSIs or any type of public information or court documents get shared, we will share here on JLR Investigates. We will follow this story. Someone with this case, very, very close, have reached out to us, and we're ironing out things and possibly getting that person on the channel. So stay tuned for that exclusive interview, possibly coming very, very soon. We appreciate everyone's support, everyone.
All right, so that's that. What's the next on my agenda here?
So the official story is that he has no evidence that convicted sex assist department
client list.
The BS is real. I mean, there are lists. I mean, there are lists. I mean, there's no way that there isn't. I mean, they know all these people. Chase Bank is involved. You have people that. The reason, let me tell you why. There is no list, because they're covering their assholes with this. And everything. They're covering their asses with this. You have people, National Security Council, That was with all these people from Chase. I had people in Chase Bank. You have politicians. You got Bill Clinton. You have Trump. You have all these other people's names going around. And you have the Prince. Was it Prince Albert or Andrew? There at his island and stuff like that. I mean, there are a lot of people that are telling these people, hey, don't look into this. Yeah, they've had lists out there on Twitter a long time. There have been lists out there. So, how many dozens of times have they put out the lists? And they say there's no list. I have no confidence in Pam Bondi with a lot of stuff she's doing. I just don't like how she does things and stuff. But if they got rid of her, I'd be worried about what moron would be taking over on them.
Well, that's convenient.
A new Justice Department memo reveals that the Justice Department has no evidence that convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein blackmailed powerful people or kept a client list or was murdered in prison. The memo, first reported by Axios, is a sharp turn from the Trump administration's insistence that there was much more to uncover. Even Attorney General...
See, that's what it was, is that they should have never said that. Like, how is it that you said that, but there was nothing to look at? Because they played this up so fucking hard for years.
And both sides of the Democrats and Republicans, which I hate. I hate both sides. So no one can say I'm just on one political side because I'm not. But anyways, this is what they do. They don't want the truth to get out.
Pam Bondi pushed that theory while in office. Take a look.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients.
I remember this.
Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
So it wasn't the files. She was explicitly asked about a list, and she said, it's sitting on my desk. It is referring directly back to the question about a list.
But today, the White House says she didn't really mean to suggest that the list itself was on her desk.
All I see is both Democrats, Republicans, and other people in different countries just stroking each other off, you know, and saying, I got your back, you got my back, I got your back. This is a class of like
She was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that.
Joining us now to discuss the...
Just stroking each other. It's bullshit. Bullshit.
Who the fuck believes this shit?
I don't believe this shit.
Who the fuck believes this shit? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, it's semantics, yeah. It's...
CNN's Evan Perez and Axios' Alex Eisenstadt, who broke the story on Axios. And Alex, I have to say, I'm with the people that still have questions.
Yeah, I think
this.
a lot of people
I kind of don't buy the nothing to see here. And I don't know that the Justice Department helped their case. They released this video. Let's show it. It shows no one entered the area surrounding Epstein's cell in the hours before he died. But there's something significant about this videotape. What is it?
Well, here's one thing that some people on the internet are picking up on, which is that there is about a minute missing between 11:58 p.m. 58 seconds and 12 a.m. the night that Epstein was apparently killed or died. And so
the official story is that he died by suicide. That's what then Trump Attorney General Bill Barr said
so we'll
years ago.
Died. And so now there are, it's going to intensify more conspiracy theories about what happened the night Epstein's death. And of course, you have the DOJ and FBI now, which are trying to extinguish a lot of these conspiracy theories. But that's not happened today online. If you look at the MAGAverse, they're inflamed about this.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I wonder fucking why.
Offense to Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, but they had a hand in igniting some of these conflagrations. I mean,
they sure did.
In February,
yeah, they never had that. You did not have to go so hard.
They said they knew everything, and they put out this shit. Are you fucking kidding me?
About saying that it was going to come out if it wasn't going to come out, or you weren't sure about it. So there's two. There are two.
It fuels conspiracy theories either way, and there's no reason for any of us to believe your bullshit either. I don't. Only idiots will believe it, but you know, a lot of idiots believe in the government. Most people, you know, I mean,
outcomes that could have happened. Outcome number one is that they didn't actually know what they were talking about.
Most people, I think, believe they're stupid political parties still. I don't know.
And they were just talking shit. Outcome number two is that they're hiding it.
Yeah.
Both of them are awful.
I see both.
House invited these conservative MAGA influencers to
I
get
think there's stuff that they did have, and there's stuff that they did have. You have Democrats, Republicans, got people, you have politicians in other countries, high-powered people, you know, the UK, Europe, that want this swept under the rug. They don't want the truth out. They say, hey, we need to get rid of this, you know, something like that.
a first look at the declassified documents related to the Epstein case. Look at that, all those binders. They gave them binders that said Epstein Files Phase 1. And Evan, at the time,
apparently there's only one phase.
Wrote that this is something of a self-own for the Justice Department. Why?
It's absolutely a cell phone. It is 100% a cell phone.
It absolutely was. Those binders, those documents in those binders, all of that was public for years. And that's what the influencers found out. When they opened it up, they're like, wait a minute, all of this stuff has been out there. And the Justice Department could have helped themselves and perhaps reduce the embarrassment if they had just picked up the phone and talked to some of the prosecutors in New York and some of the FBI agents who had done this case, and they could have told them all of this stuff has been out there. But you know why they didn't do that is because they fired all these people, so they didn't have anybody to talk to.
They could have asked them afterwards too. They could no, that's not it. They did it because it made them look good. I think that's the reason why.
Right? And so, this is something that they have absolutely fanned. And
so I agree with the questioning here. Does this make me a liberal or an independent since I voted for Trump? Can you guys please stop fucking trying to make every decision like? You don't have to label yourself. Sometimes, like, it's just I really wish that.
I'm an independent. I hate both political parties. I hate politicians because I know some personally. I know this is like all just being swept under the rug. Like I said, you have too many high-powered people. You have people from National Security Council, intelligence that was under Epstein's belt. That certain clientele. You have presidents involved. You have princes involved. You have royalty from Europe, UK involved in this. That this is the reason why it's getting swept under the rug. You have these parties just jerking each other off, saying we got your back. You have Chase Bank and everything involved in this. So, anyway, hold on, let's see here.
I wish that they would take the Democrat and the Republican and the Independent and the Green Party and the Libertarian labels off of the voting ballots. So you don't have people that go in there and they just fucking straight ticket vote for a bunch of people. I think this is so, like, it's such a bad way to do things. It's good, yes. Just take that shit off. You don't have to be a Democrat to see that this is a fuck up. People are so attached to being completely 100% right or being completely, or the other side being completely 100% wrong. Nothing in life works that way. Literally nothing does. And so basically you're living in a lie. So. Stop trying to live in a lie.
Now they own this, and that is part of the problem here. And they've been struggling with what to do about this, Jake, for some time, because agents spent overnight shifts redacting these documents, and then what they ended up with were pages that were filled with blackout.
Yeah.
They cannot release it because it would re-victimize some of the victims.
Bullshit. They're covering their assholes. They're covering their assholes with this. Don't do that bullshit. They want the truth out. And thereby that one girl that was a victim of his, that she mysteriously got killed, got hit by a car or something like that. Don't give me that bullshit. They want the truth out. They want justice. They're too scared to even talk. Those girls are too scared to talk. They know that they have billionaires, people of royalty, politicians, that they can have somebody put a hit on them, have them killed at any time. That's the way they are.
Bullshit. There are all the times videos that are found, they're reviewed by crime investigations units. The crimes investigation units look and they identify the people that are in these videos, and then they go out and they find those fucking people. This happens constantly. This is bullshit. You don't have to publish it. You don't have to release the video, but you have to have somebody review the video who's part of the FBI or somebody like that and say, oh, I think I know who maybe this person is. You see what I'm saying? It's bullshit. It's total bullshit.
Yeah.
They can censor faces. They can take, if you have the entire, like this is, like, let's say this is the frame, right? This is a person.
He's pretty damn good. His tears to my eyes. That's beautiful.
That's it.
That's
all you need to do. You don't need to fucking go and redo everything and publish the whole video. Nobody is asking for this. Nobody wants this.
Nobody wants the head.
This is what's happening, is that they are creating this false. It's like a straw man to argue against, where it's like, oh, well, of course we can't release the video. It's child sexual abuse. We don't want you to release the video. We want you to act on the people that were in the videos.
Find the guys that were
fucking
dumb. There's all these videos and everything that they've had. The evidence is totally out there. Like I said, everything is being swept under the rug. All of it is because this is rich, high-powered political people, royalty, billionaires, National Security Council, intelligence stuff like that is involved in this guy. That's the reason why. And it's very scary because you got these kids that were sexually abused. I mean, I see it on the other networks, you know, where it had photos of all these guys with underage girls and shit. You know what they was doing. You know what they was doing. All you have to do is get that stuff along with their videos and say, don't these guys, you know, these presidents and politicians, princes, and national intelligence say, hey, what were you doing? What were you doing with these underage girls here? What are you doing? They don't want to.
That's absolutely what it is. How is it possible? Yes, no one is asking for the videos.
Federal law, there's Privacy Act. So
bullshit.
That's
There's nothing to do with this.
Realizing that they were
that's to protect the girls, not to protect the victimization. They're not there to protect. What I'm saying is, they're supposed to protect the girls from the predators. In this case, they're protecting the predators in the videos, not protecting the girls. They're not doing that. It's total BS. I'm sure people on CNN know that and everywhere else. Anybody with a brain knows that they're protecting these predators.
A bunch of black pages that would have only fanned the conspiracy.
And Alex, a lot of people in the MAGA world are very
the whole thing. You can't redact the names. Why does everything need to be redacted, and not just the names? Who decides that?
That's the thing. Same thing with classified UFO stuff. You know, RFK, JFK, and you know, all these other things. You're talking about also Martin Luther King. This stuff is not coming out the way it should be. All this classified stuff has nothing to do with national security. You're protecting killers and predators, everybody else. That's what you're doing. It doesn't have all the stuff to do with national security. It doesn't. It's all a lie.
Upset, very disappointed with Attorney General Bondi, very upset with the director and deputy director of the FBI, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. Mike Lindell of MyPillow fame.
Bro, if you lost Mike Lindell, this guy went to war for Donald. He did. Bro, this guy... This is insane. To lose him. Like, that's wrong, bro. That he lost Cat Turd? I think that might even be worse. That's really bad. I work in a field where I redact stuff all the time. You absolutely can redact names and info that lead to identifying victims that lead other stuff in.
Yeah,
maybe that's the case, maybe not.
On X,
I've done some blackout stuff. I've had classified stuff. I know how it works and everything like that. But, you know, don't do this, you know, do this to protect them and stuff like that. I mean, that's why they always get away with this murder, with all these crimes, is by saying, oh, this is to protect them. And there are days. No, it's not. It's to cover your asses. It's to cover your crimes. That's what, you know, in this case at least. You know, I mean, look, there's stuff you have to black out sometimes. I get that. But when it comes to this stuff and a lot of stuff that I talk about, no, it's not. It's not at all. You're covering up crimes, you're covering up criminal behavior.
It's like Bongino, Cash, and Bondi align with the official story. Many are asking who's still willing to demand real answers. Laura Loomer, who I only cite because apparently she has influence with President Trump.
Yes, people fired.
She got National Security Council people fired. She posted, if Attorney General Bondi doesn't get fired over this Epstein memo, people are going to be so black-pilled.
Fucking based. Yeah. You can't say that you had it on your desk. Yeah. You can't say that you had the bullets in the chamber and then not fire the gun. Yeah. Bullshit.
Boom.
Absolutely. And also, why is it that we haven't...
It's like she said she had the smoking gun. It's like she said she had the fucking smoking gun there. They say, oh, there's nothing here. You have on your fucking desk. Are you fucking kidding me?
Gone after all these people that are making these crazy statements online about shooting Trump or burning down Teslas. Like, why are they not talking about that? They're not going after any of these people. I don't know what the fuck she's doing, but it certainly doesn't seem like working to me.
They were obviously hoping for a different outcome.
This is crazy.
I find it hard to believe that we still don't know so much about
this. This is why I hate the government. This is why I hate the government. I have no respect for it. So much of it needs to be burned to the fucking ground. Okay? There's stuff I love about this country, but the government needs to be fucking destroyed. Because it's corruption. It's run by a fucking mafia. That's taking all our money and everything else and taxing us. Taking all our stuff. We don't own anything. There's so much stuff. So many reasons. It's not like it used to be. It's not. This country and everything. And it just got everybody covering for everybody else. Covering each other's asses.
This case.
Pisses me off.
And I don't think the conspiracy theories are ever going to stop. But
no, it's going to get they fan the flames. Even if they're right. Even if they're right, it said, as he killed himself or whatever. There's one bit missing in that video. One bit missing in that video. And with the minute, you can't do much. I mean, you can just go boom, 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 go to Epstein, and do this real quick and get out. You can do that and everything. A bit missing. They could get it real fast. They could do that in seconds. Yeah. So there's a bit missing in the jail cell there. I don't know. I think when you said there's nothing, it's like he committed suicide, but it wasn't murder or suicide. That bit missing is, to some it's going to confirm that he committed suicide. The other people are saying it confirms that he was murdered, or else they wouldn't have, taken out that 1 minute that's missing in that video of his jail cell. This only fans the place, makes the fire that much bigger. But you got me damn freaking stupid. Because I've seen some of these lists of all these guys, the corruption is huge. And all you have to do is look up Twitter and other stuff like that. And not only that, by fault Trump, I definitely do. It's like the guy asks, what the fuck is he hiding? What the fuck is Trump hiding? You know what I'm saying? What's Bill Clinton hiding? What's Hillary Clinton hiding? Or all these, Prince Andrew and them hiding, princes, people in power, intelligence, National Security Council, Chase Bank officials, all these people. And the thing is, money talks again, money talks, shit walks. If this was you or me out there, you could bet your ass we'd be dead. As well. This would be a RICO. This looks like it'd be a RICO thing.
Picture, this is sort of what happens when you have the MAGA influencerization of the DOJ and the FBI, right? You put Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, who before going into the FBI were MAGA influencers.
I think they're shills.
Talking about this stuff.
Yeah. I think a lot of them are bought. I think they're. I don't trust them. I think they're too aligned, too buddy with them. I don't know. I don't trust them to do their job when it comes to this and JFK stuff. They believe in keeping secrets. They're just part of the cog of the machine of government. There's nothing new to them. There's nothing new to these people. It's the same thing, same BS. You know, everyone's talking about revolution and stuff like that with the FBI, national security stuff. What's happened? Bunch of BS, bullshit, nothing. Except for that one video, where a guy in the Pentagon or something like that acknowledged that they have UFOs and they can bend space-time and stuff like that. But.
So now they come in and there are high expectations.
This was a massive thing. It was a gigantic thing.
They were going to deliver. They came up empty-handed, and so there's a lot of anger about that. And the MAGA universe is not happy today.
Well, after months of teasing the release of new information about the accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein and his alleged client list, the Justice Department, well, they're now saying that no evidence or such a list actually existed.
We've seen it.
Epstein was murdered.
It's not just me. Unless I would go through time and space. And listen, they've had this out on Twitter for years now. For like how many? I don't know how many years. 8 years or something like that. With all these politicians, all these people involved with Epstein. The lists are out there. There's a lot more. There's a lot more being covered up. That's the thing.
The DOJ saying it does not plan to release any new documents on the matter, and writing today in a memo, quote, there was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged parties.
There's no evidence, so we don't know. We don't know if he did or not because they're not releasing the evidence. This is the thing.
Now is CNN senior justice correspondent Evan Perez and CNN legal analyst Elliot Williams. Evan,
So you have tens of thousands of videos, but you can't identify a single person in those videos?
And we have. Listen, I've seen a lot of these people. I've seen a lot. People, all they have to do is go to these premium networks, okay, and look at the stuff they've done on Epstein. You're going to see a lot of powerful people. You're going to see a lot of pictures. You're going to see stuff. It's out there. They know. I know. Okay. Anybody with half a brain can put 2 and 2 together. Do some research. You're going to see a lot of stuff. And what the government is covering up. Politicians covering for each other on both political sides. Including parts of the UK and Europe. Involved intelligence, etc. And let me tell you, oh my God.
None of them. What are the odds? That's supposedly CP? That's not what I said. Do you really think that nobody has ever looked at that stuff to find out and figure out who the fuck does this?
A lot of us have.
I understand this is a very, very dark conversation.
The thing is, I can't do it on here. I might be able to do some of this on Kick, but there's not enough people watching on Kick. But I could do a lot more, go on a premium network. Thing is, that isn't exactly what Kick is for. I don't know if I can do it on Rumble. But let me tell you, I could like go to these different sites and blow some ass. I mean, it's out there. People just need to do, just look up at these, you talk about, is it HBO Max? You got Max. You got all these other networks that have done stuff on Epstein. I don't remember because I was doing some research. I've done a lot of articles and news stuff on this. A lot of people have on Twitter X. And hundreds of thousands, seems like. It's out there. The truth is out there. Pictures, videos, it's out there.
But there are absolutely investigative units that go through stuff like that as a necessary action in order.
But some of these people from intelligence can quash it. FBI, they can quash it. They can destroy all the evidence. Except for some stuff that's already out there that we can make evidence of our own and stuff like that, and then they can't quash everything. You know what I'm saying?
To find the people that did it. They do it. Why isn't it happening? Why would they screen record the adult?
They do.
Why would they screen record it to begin with?
Yeah. It's power, you have power over those individuals. He recorded stuff on Bill Clinton. He recorded stuff on other politicians as well, celebrities, Prince Andrew, stuff like that. A lot of people, a lot of different politicians. He had stuff on them. He even had a painting of Bill Clinton supposedly in a necklace or whatever. So.
Put it on this for, I think, years on some level now. Tell us how this memo kind of came to be, how this case became such a fixation.
Well, the case became a fixation in part because the Attorney General and other people around President Trump have fanned the flames of this conspiracy, that there was some bombshell hidden in these Epstein documents. And everyone has known, certainly a lot of the documents that the Justice Department has been looking at, they've been out in public already for years, because you remember some of his co-defendants went on trial after his 2019 suicide. So this is no surprise to anyone who's been paying attention, but for people inside the Justice Department who certainly encourage.
People have already been working backwards and come to have already made a conclusion.
That one bit that's missing that they don't have in that tape in his jail cell. That's not there with those hours of video that they got. You can kill somebody very fast. Go in there, throw down, bash, smash, or whatever. Get right out. I don't know. But then to clean up, they have to have to clean up, they have to have to, I don't know. I mean, that could be too much of a conspiracy theory. I don't know. So,
yeah.
I don't.
If it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck. People spend months telling you, boys, let me tell you something about that animal. That's a motherfucking duck.
That's one
and then
fucking
after
duck.
Fucking 3 years, they go, guys, it turns out it was a fucking pelican. Can you believe that? Wow, who would have guessed? Damn, it was actually a dog.
This way, in this situation, though, I'd say it's a dirty rat. I'd say it's a dirty rat instead.
It's a chicken.
Yeah.
this kind of belief out there, they're now having to admit that there's really no there. And you see in the memo, it says a systematic review.
Somebody says the amount of people who don't care about this are greater than the ones who do. Let's see if this affects his poll numbers. I think that a lot of people view this and this is the issue, is that Donald Trump has been attacked for a lot of things that I think are bullshit. Like, for example, like him, Donald Trump.
Well, there's stuff that I hate about Trump, there's stuff that I like about Trump. I vote for him, that doesn't mean I'm going to suck his you-know-what. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff I don't like about him, I just say it. The stuff that I like, I'm going to say it. Like I said, I vote for Trump, I also vote for some Democrats as well, you know, where I am. So, it's because I don't want things to askew for one side. It's kind of a yin-yang type of thing.
It's an anti-Semitic slur. He called somebody a Shylock. That means he hates Jews. Stop. And there's been so much Donald Trump being a bad guy alarmism that I think that people just reflexively defend him. Because so much of it is bullshit. This isn't bullshit. This is real.
Revealed no incriminating client list. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions or that he was murdered. Again, all of these things were known. It's just that there was a certain part of the internet, and certainly on Twitter, a lot of MAGA believers who...
I hate how he's trying to compartmentalize this onto the internet, which is it's partially true. I mean, to be fair, he's kind of right. But I do think that he's trying to downplay it as well. I also think, I'm going to go even farther, that I think that the ownership of these large media companies, it is also in their best interest to cover this in a way that is dismissive.
I don't like either side. I don't like, from me knowing politicians personally, they're all dirty rats, and they don't care about the people like they should. They don't do enough for the people and everything, and I just don't have respect for people that always are, because all they want to do is hurt the other side, kill the other side. It's not about compromising. In the old days, we used to be able to compromise, we used to get along. Now everybody's like, kill, 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 hate, hate, hate. Blame the other side. And that's what they want. They want you to just, it's just weaponized, both sides, and I got no respect for either side. I'm my own person, my own being. I got my own brain. I don't need a political party to tell me how to think when I can think for myself. I'm above every politician, every political party, and political agenda.
I think it's in their best interest.
Believe that there was something here that was being hidden.
Yeah, and look, the White House, I think, on some level was active participants at some elements of those corners of the internet. What did the White House say about this case earlier today?
Well, today they had to react to the fact that just a couple months ago, the Attorney General on Fox News seemed to indicate that there was a client list sitting on her desk, and now what they're saying what she's referring to is just that she was looking at the larger number of documents.
Well, she answered the question.
Sorry, that's the aliens document. Not the illegal ones, that's the UFO stuff I'm supposed to classify. Oh, by the way, I don't have that either. Oh wait, that's not my department. Never mind, let's move on, everybody. Let's move on, okay? Nothing to see here. I got the wrong folder, okay? This is a UFO thing, I got the wrong folder. What am I supposed to know, huh?
Question wrong then.
We all make mistakes.
It's that simple. Somebody asked, is there a list? And she says, yeah, it's on my desk. Okay, well then, I wasn't talking about a list? Okay, well then you said the wrong thing.
Are out there.
It's that simple.
Again, they held an event at the White House where they brought in all the...
I don't know. How could you be stupid enough? How can you have a job in the government that high in power and being competent. I don't know of anyone that could be dumb and stupid enough to say, I have this list on a high, ranking person like Epstein, and say, oh, I was wrong, I didn't have one. That means you shouldn't have been in office, you shouldn't even have a real job that people depend on you. People depend on you. The United States depends on you. And you say something as stupid as that. If I was her, I would have corrected immediately. I may have, I don't know. I would have said, it's incoming. If I said something stupid as that, I need to come back immediately and say, forgive me, I was wrong, I don't have that, I'm looking for it.
Influencers to look at these binders, which ended up being documents that had been on the internet.
Influencers have more information. They have more proof that the government, whether Democrat or Republican, or in other places like the UK and Europe, where he's had a lot of powerful people, loyalty and stuff like that, and governments. You talk about these influencers. These people have got more evidence than the people that are covering up in a lot of ways. The FBI saw these people that were involved with Epstein, intelligence, Chase Bank, politicians on both sides that were involved with Epstein, and everything like that. There's no other thing is that I think the people just have to keep putting it out from time to time. And it's like with UFOs or other stuff, you have to force the truth out. You have to force it out because they're only trying to cover up the truth and everything. And that's
and have been available publicly for years.
Elliot, before I ask you a question, I want to play that sound that Evan was just talking about. Take a listen.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
Right there.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Elliot used to work for the Justice
Department. She said not yet.
But how did you...
At least she didn't say yes. If she would have said yes, oh boy, people would stay off their head for that.
But how do you know it? How do you know they have the list if you haven't even seen the list?
Department, an attorney general saying that, and then a memo like this coming into the public sphere.
The file was on her desk? That's not what they said.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing what happened.
It is embarrassing.
Here, look, the Attorney General, this is to Evan's point a moment ago, sort of fanned the flames of these truly bonkers, I won't say the full word, conspiracy theories that have been allowed to infiltrate not just American life, but also the government at the highest levels. There are basic facts here that we ought to accept. Number one, Jeffrey Epstein did really bad things to many people. And number two, Jeffrey Epstein killed himself in prison before he could face trial. Those are facts. That is truth. Any suggestion to the contrary is simply not held by serious people. And the Attorney General herself.
Okay, fine. What about all the other people in the island?
This is another thing is that there's a sex slavery ring that will be coming out. I think this is also a bigger issue because this would have to acknowledge that there is this sex slavery ring. Eastern Europe, Western Europe, There's stuff, from Russia, there's Europe, UK, sex trafficking, child abuse, sex trafficking, US, Europe, UK, Eastern Western Europe, other countries. And this is all about, power. This is a lot bigger than people think.
What about all that?
Quite frankly, is responsible.
He said, what about all the kids on Epstein Island, the girls on Epstein Island? They got those. From what I heard is that a lot of stuff went missing. The FBI got a lot of it. It just went missing. Because you have also people in intelligence and national security that could have quashed the evidence as well. I'm not just making stuff up. This is stuff that I've seen on the list from other sources, like I think one was HOMS. I don't know. It's like I go through so many different things, sites and everything like that. It's totally out there. It's like some stuff, because I do so many things, different news things, that it's hard to retain exactly the site, but I invite people to go to Maps and these other sites, look up stuff on Twitter, etc., and do your own investigations as well. Again, there's going to be some stuff that is fake. Don't believe all of it, but you guys need to look this stuff up, because the sickness and infection of this cover-up shows how bad our government is and other governments are in keeping this stuff a secret. Not just this particular episode, this person and what he was running, this child sex ring, etc., but you're talking about many other things too. The assassinations, UFOs, many other illegal activities that senators, congressmen commit, and they have special funds for that, to keep things secret and everything like that. They have a hush money fund, etc. So,
for allowing some of this nonsense to get out there. Now, thankfully, the Justice Department has put this memorandum out there, but this is just a bad look for the Justice Department. It's actually quite shameful.
Elliot, is it normal for DOJ?
In my opinion, this might be unpopular, but I don't think that it's that big of a deal if Jeffrey Epstein killed himself or not. It's not. Because the real thing is about whether there were other people implicated in this or not. Like, that's basically, like...
I think, that's very true. I don't really care. Like, I've always thought that he was killed, probably, but there's part of me that thought, it could be suicide. But I think a lot of us want to believe that he was killed to make it bigger, but it is big as it is. It's a huge cover-up. It's beyond big. It's a lot bigger than anybody thinks it is, and everything. And the people involved, the rich, powerful, political people involved, it's much bigger. Even if he wasn't killed, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense if it is suicide. I don't know. And the thing is, unless you have people that are saying I'm gonna kill you, that's where you just say, fuck it. I'm not gonna let people kill me. I hate myself, that I do see. I know from being in jail and stuff like that, that if you have people that want to kill you, might as well end it yourself. Might as well end your own life right there. Because them coming after you is a lot worse than you ending your own life. It's a lot worse.
Him killing or not killing himself is an indication of something that's much larger.
Yeah,
so it's like, in a way, it's like an indication of that, but it is not that in itself.
To release a memo like this?
It really isn't, Phil, only because...
It's a big deal? Well, it's a big deal for what it means, but not what it is in itself.
Right.
The memorandum is really pushing back
is that a weird
conspiracy theories. It's not
a weird way to say it.
Explaining why someone wasn't charged with a crime, or explaining why someone was charged with a crime, or explaining the facts of the case. It is merely put out there to debunk some of this nonsense that the Attorney General actually helped fan the flames of by handing these memos out, these binders out at the White House and so on. So no, it is not common at all. Certainly the Justice Department makes public statements all the time. They make public statements to our reporters like Evan Perez, and that's fine. But pushing back on conspiracy theories is not a core competency of any member of the Justice Department, and quite frankly, it should not be.
I understand the biggest problem is that they're failing it. As much as I talk about so-called conspiracy stuff, they're the ones that's making it a lot bigger. They're inflating it, and it's like it's not on us. That's on them. But they're fanning the flames and making it much bigger, stuff like that. Definitely lost incompetence as well. So.
Evan, real quick before I let you go, any repercussions for the Attorney General on this?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can see people on the right, including Lara Loomer.
They already have repercussions. It damaged their entire credibility. Like, this was probably because, and let me let it finish.
She's calling for the Attorney General to be fired. This is not over because the fact that these documents are not out means that these conspiracies will live on.
That's correct. Not yet.
The thing is, they're not all conspiracy. If they're rooted in fact. A conspiracy is a conspiracy. You're just making up BS or whatever, or just something that has no truth in it, just to put out a bunch of hot air, in my opinion. But when you have so-called conspiracy theories that's rooted in facts, like the stuff that I cover or whatever, you can say whatever you want about Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or whatever. I kind of get that. But other stuff that's rooted in fact and where people have come out and say that's real and stuff like that, you can't say that's conspiracy theory when it's rooted in facts as well. As far as what is true and what isn't. That's the question. What is true and what isn't.
And so anyway, why is Ghislaine Maxwell in jail then? Well, because she could have trafficked people to Jeffrey Epstein himself, right? I mean, to be fair, there is an answer to that. But at the same time, I just can't see how you can't get her to talk and explain who else it was. And anyway...
They don't want her to talk. If she talks, they'll kill her. They don't want her... All they do is want her to rot there. They don't want her to talk. They could have gotten evidence from her. They could have done stuff. They could have even knocked down some of her sentence, or they said, hey, instead of serving life, we'll give you 30, or which is pretty much still about her whole life. But it's like, hey, you cooperate with us, we'll do something for you, quid pro quo type thing. They do the same thing with people in mafia and other crimes and stuff like that. Less than a sentence. They're not interested in getting the truth out. They don't care about that. They don't want all the stuff out of politicians and powerful people. They're too powerful and stuff like that. It makes the government look bad. It makes the politicians look bad. And they don't want the government to look bad. That's, there's too many criminals on both sides. And not only that, but people, powerful people of Europe and the UK are involved in this, royalty, etc. They don't care about the truth. They just want her to shut up and gone. That's the only thing they do.
Wait, so Filthy Rich movie is all the Aussie fake? Yeah, so this is the big reason why it's so damaging for Donald Trump. The reason why this is so damaging for Jeffrey Epstein, for this story not to get released, is because Donald Trump was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. That's the main reason why people are flipping out about it.
Yeah, and they're saying, well, why are you doing this for Trump? This fans the flames of people say Trump was obviously involved with this, and you gotta ask, was he? You gotta ask, was he? you know, and are you keeping this stuff secret? Because Trump was involved with, you know, sex trafficking, or are they covering his ass? And a lot of Democrats and others, I'd say fair-minded people, I got asked, we all got asked, what do you do? You have a right to know what's going on. Why is it this? Why is it discovery? Why ain't the feds caring about getting the truth out? Why? And I keep on going back to it because it's a lot bigger than anybody thinks. Too many rich, powerful, political mafiosos involved in this. It just makes all the institutions, political institutions and governments, royalty, look bad and disgusting. And they just want it all to go away. Like a bad dream. That's what they want. It's just like a bad dream. Let's move on. Let's have some good dreams. Let's have some white dreams. Enjoy.
It's because there are photos of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein together over the course of over 10 years.
It's a long time.
So Elon's old tweet is also, that's not the point, right? It's much more than
this was out way before Elon had a fallen out. This is way before then. If you're just now tuning into that part, you're 10 years behind the rest of us. You know, I should say more like 6 years. 6 or 8 years behind. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. It seems like 8 years. But, okay, is it 4 years? 5 years? You're way behind. You're way behind. You're light years behind.
So yeah, best friends for a decade. I'm not going to say best friends, but it seems like they were very good friends. And that being said, there are way too many coincidences. Yes, there are way too many coincidences for this. And so, the same way you and Rich were friends, they're not close friends for life or anything. Yeah, no, definitely. But like over 10 years, and then him making comments about, you know, Jeffrey Epstein's like preferences in women, like it's just, again, and also, by the way, I didn't try to hide that or turn it into something that it wasn't. So it's a very different situation. So it's a very big difference there, and I think that's where the frustration from this is really coming from. That's where a lot of people are very mad about, is that and if it had been some other random-ass person, I don't think anybody would have really cared about this. But the big issue, more than anything else, is the fact that it was, what do you call it? The fact that Trump had such a close connection to Jeffrey Epstein. I think that's what really makes him look bad in this.
Because why did it just disappear? If Trump had no connection to Epstein, the people were just like, all right, whatever. And if Epstein had no connections to the rich, the powerful, the political, the royalty, and all the people that he had connections to, it's not, people are just like, all right, let it be. Let's move on. All right, next idiot we can attach ourselves to and go after. Let's go next big shark here. You know, let's go next big fish here. All right, it's different. It's different, and it makes Trump look bad. And you know, I got plenty of girlfriends and stuff on dark lefties and stuff, and they have a right to ask. They have a right to attack. You know, and we all want to know the truth. We do. And I feel they're just sweeping under the rug and everything. So
more than anything else. So yeah, you're stretching and speculating? Absolutely I am.
No.
Duh! What the fuck do you think we're doing?
I don't think, we are, because we just want the truth out there. And this is a lot bigger than anybody thinks. It's just people, if you want to know, you can dig up stuff like I did. I just don't have time for it right now. I got too many other things.
Yeah, obviously we're speculating. Everybody is.
Everybody
yeah,
is.
And that's what makes the political. Yeah, do you think this is some
what
kind
is,
of like a fucking like you're just speculating? It's not really true.
What's
of course it's true. It's important to speculate. Yes, and that's the reason why people aren't trusting it. That's I think that's what it is more than anything. And I agree with you to an extent. Being friends with someone doesn't make a pedo. I didn't say it did, but I'm saying that whenever you were as close that Jeffrey Epstein was with Donald Trump for such a long time, and then Trump also made comments, Trump was on his jet, like, let's not act like they were just friends, right? They were, I would say they were pretty close.
Yeah.
And for then nothing to happen, I think that's really, really fucking sus. That is extremely fucking sus.
You gotta call it
and
out.
I don't know how anybody can say that it's not.
I think only the sun.
We kill these guys on the front.
I think. How did he get there? Anyways, let's go back here.
According to
what they say here. Let's see. Tomorrow, there was no island. I agree. I think that island will disappear. Let's see. Let's see if we will release the files day one. Please go over files. There are no files. Oh my god. Let's see. What does this have to say here? Leave files for the list of pedophiles. This is it. I can't believe the pedophiles won't reveal the list of pedophiles. First Diddy, now this. Might as well as just legalize human sex trafficking and this make it illegal. Well, the rich and powerful can get away with it, obviously. And that's what shows the injustice system. If you got money and power, you can get away with it. You can get away with murder. Let's see, this is something here. I wonder what this is about.
For the Epstein stuff, and this is Trump talking about it. I guess this is from today.
It is?
Sure. Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary who was Miami U.S. Attorney, Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why he was missing from the jailhouse tape on the latest set?
Yeah, sure.
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
That sounds like he's guilty.
It does.
I'm just gonna say it. Somebody's gotta say it. It sounds like he's guilty. Like, that's what I would say if I was guilty. You know, like, what is this?
He's fucking right. He's fucking right.
So yeah, anyway,
I can't believe they're doing some good work, some good body language work. Look at her and stuff. It's like she's ready. And it's like, I can't believe you're still talking. It's like, yeah. People want justice done for these girls. They're used as sex slaves. These young girls. They're dashed for life because of sex trafficking. And somebody was killed or somebody killed himself. You got people in intelligence, FBI, people in the highest of places, got royalty. People want justice for that. If this is another Tom, Dick, or Harry, they'd be rotting in prison right now. And stuff that'd be happening to them is stuff of the worst nightmares, worse than any nightmare. and they would have been prosecuted.
Yeah, it's a bad look. It's definitely a bad look. It looks really, really bad. And so anyway, L take from Trump. It is Trump. Yeah, look. Let me see.
That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
By the way, this is the answer. Absolutely, we want to waste the time on this.
Yes, we do.
100%. The idea that numbers of heads of state and then powerful and influential people were involved in a cover-up that involved, non-consensual forced sex, rape with young and underage girls. Abso-fucking-lutely, that is it.
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Well, did she answer? Like, well, wait a minute. She did. I paused. Yeah, there's a longer one. Yeah, I want to see this right here.
Let's see the other one.
We have Texas. We have tragedy with what happened.
Okay, here we go.
In Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said...
You had the files on your desk. You had the list on your desk. You had the files on your desk. That's why it's getting attention, because you said you had it. That's the reason. What happened?
I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed.
That's
meaning
correct.
The file.
I love the control Rubio has in his body language. He's changed a bit. You can tell he's pissed off. He is pissed. He's ready to blow his lid. But I wish I could see the other people for body language.
Along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein.
Who was in the video, though?
Yeah.
Was it identifiable people?
Find out who was recording, who was doing it. Where's these guys? Where's the proof? When you get. Other thing is, like I said, this is a lot bigger than anybody thinks, and it makes government in so many different countries and royalty in different countries. The bank, Chase Bank, as well. He just wants it all to go away. And the more he wants to go away, I feel like she's going to just say, you know what? Let's do it. Because they're calling her out. And she's got to defend herself. She's got to defend, I don't know. Is she going to defend her honor? She's about to. Let's see. Let's get back to it.
Well, wait a minute. No, yeah. So if he's got all of these videos, who was in the videos?
Yes. Who was videotaping? Who was
child porn is what they were. Never going to be released. Never going to see.
That's not the point. People get arrested for this all the time, and then actual police and investigators make sure and they confirm it's the person that they're convicting, and they do this all the time. This is bullshit.
Light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the...
Well, it's not going to be conclusive when the minute is missing. Yeah, I mean, it's what is this?
Evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that...
I like where she's standing up for herself, Phil. Instead of just saying, I was wrong, just cowering up that it was...
There was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999.
Yeah.
So every night the video is
reset.
Yeah.
And every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
Guys, what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this? Is this a cover-up? I think it's a cover-up too, man. I think it's some real fucking bullshit. And yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on. It's all a magic show. They want this to blow over so bad. I think they do. And yeah, there it is.
It's crazy to go from this to UFOs, but the reason why they cover up UFOs is because of all the criminal activity that's been used to keep UFOs, ETs, and HI a secret. All the criminal activity. People were killed, murdered, set up, disinformation, laundry, fraud to keep UFOs, NHIETs a secret, and to funnel in trillions and trillions of dollars and everything like that to keep it shut up. They don't want all these politicians, all these people. It makes the government look bad. It makes other governments look bad. It looks like it's just a festering cancer when it comes to these days. So,
suppose they managed to erase it all before the Trump team got in. If they had managed to erase it all before the Trump team got in, then they should have never said that they had the list. That's the thing, is you should have never said, if you said,
don't jump the gun, baby. Don't jump the gun. Don't jump the gun. Alright? Don't say, I got the folder right here. What are you thinking? Anyways.
Oh, well, we don't have the list. As soon as you get in, people would be like,
oh, yeah. They swept it under the rug. Fell in the basement compartment. Fell under that place, that secret compartment's gone.
Because Biden deleted it, right? That would have been easy. It would have been so...
That's how you get rid of it. That's how you get rid of it. You play the other side. That'd be masterful. They can say that. Because Sleepy Joe deleted all the evidence. Alright, you didn't know it was just playing the Democrats. They kept playing Republicans. And they're both at fault. And both sides dabbled with Epstein. They could have said that Sleepy Joe, hey, you know what's up with him? You know, that dementia and that cancer and everything else, that'd be the perfect excuse. They could have said that. It was all deleted, it's all gone. I thought I had it, but got deleted. People said, oh, fuck. When you look, it's all deleted. Can't fight, it's nowhere. It's gone. People said,
easy. People would say that, it would have been over. But no, now this is it. It's fucked up? I think so. Trump win streak is over. It makes them look awful. I don't think that they understand how big of a deal this is for the average public.
It smells like yesterday's
This, in my opinion, is like a top 5 issue. It really is. It's a massive top 5 issue. And also, keep in mind, Biden didn't release this either. So it's not like this is some kind of fucking Trump L that's unique. Biden didn't release it, and Trump didn't release it. No other state has released it. In my opinion, top 3. Maybe it's top 3, but it's definitely up there. I mean, on social media, it's definitely in the top 3. For voters at large, maybe not. But I think on social media, it definitely is. So yeah. Yeah, anyway, so Pam Bondi is screwing Trump with this L. And I guarantee a third party somewhere in the world has evidence, and as well as holding it for blackmail.
What?
That is the only way that I can explain and put all of the pieces together in a way that makes sense based off of what's public, is that there is a third party that has evidence and has these files. And if either side of the political party releases these files and doesn't release them in their full capacity, then that third party will release the files. Obviously,
I've said it many times. Other people said the FBI has had a lot of proof. They also got rid of a lot of the proof because there are people, too many rich, powerful, political people. Like I said, royalty, national security in the U.S., in intelligence do security work, highest levels. They don't want that name, they don't want those names out there. And it just makes both sides of the government looks like a festering cancer. All the other stuff that happens day to day behind closed doors in Senate, Congress. If people knew what politicians are really like, it would make you throw up. It would make most people throw up. It is from me because knowing some person. So.
Most likely outcome for that is either Mossad, China, or Russia. One of the three of them probably has these files, and so this is effectively a Cold War, right? And so nobody can release the files because it's not Cold War, it's mad.
If the Chinese want to get a hold of that stuff, I think they could get some through Russia. I think even Mossad would be willing to sell some.
Mutually assured destruction. So it just basically clears the entire board of everyone. In my opinion, I think the only probability...
Sex is one of the biggest ways to destroy an entity, is using sex and blackmail. Through thousands of years of warfare, this has been done. You use sex to undermine the enemy. Sex is a man's weakness, and you can use that. We've used spies during World War I and other wars to gain secrets. We've done this throughout the ages. It's no different today.
This ever happening, like in the future, is if we elect a really young politician that doesn't have the same connections that like these older people do. I think that this will eventually...
If you let the gay guy, this wouldn't be happening probably. So that's... But I don't know. I don't know what it is. Would it be safer? I don't know. I'm open to conversation.
Come out, but it will come out in like 20 years, right? Or like 15 years. So you
should be the android that doesn't have sex, doesn't have... I think that'd be good. Well, this wouldn't be a problem. Yeah. Not into sex or anything. Yeah.
JD, yeah, it may be JD Vance or like AOC or somebody like that. Maybe they would be willing to release them because they don't have those same connections. It'll never happen. Well, and again,
no, because they just don't care anymore. They just want dead and gone like everybody else. I don't see AOC. I don't see Vance doing that. I think it's about they have a code that they live by, politicians live by. They have their code, unwritten code, to have each other's backs in some way. And if they don't like them, if they hate what they did, they just want to move on. There's a lot of stuff that people in Congress, House, Senate do a lot of dirty acts. They have this hush fund, hundreds of millions of dollars to hush people up. People should look that up because it's actually real. And both sides use that. So
again, I'm being 50 years, guys. I'm being optimistic right now. Okay, I'm being optimistic because I try to look on. I don't really try to look on the bright side of things, but I try to be I try to like see different perspectives. This is, I think, a very big turning point, though. It does look really bad. JD doesn't have connections. What are you all retarded? JD is not as connected as somebody like Bill Gates. No, he's not.
No,
or
close.
he's not as connected as somebody like
Bill
Jeffrey
Gates
Epstein.
was connected to Epstein. He has some old farts going to Epstein Island. There, got, a Dershowitz, and this other guy, this Hawking, was spotted over there, supposedly at Epstein Island, quadriplegic. Spotted at Epstein Island. It's like, what the fuck? All these guys. I feel like I need to take some Dramamine. I feel like I'm gonna puke.
Or Donald Trump is. Like, he hasn't been in the game for 50 years. He hasn't even been alive for 50
years. What those young girls had to endure.
Years. So if you can't understand what I'm saying with that, I think you're being intentionally dishonest. I'm not saying that it's a guarantee that he's going to do it. I'm just saying it's a degree of probability. And I said AOC as well. This isn't a oh well next we have to vote for another Republican. No.
Why should AOC do it? What would be in it for AOC or JD Vance to do it though? It's just justice or whatever. What be in it for them? For a lot of us, it's just about justice. It's about truth and everything. But when it comes to politicians, it's not the same thing. There's secrets all the time with politicians. They keep secrets that you don't even want to hear.
I think this is the only way that it would ever happen is that if it was a young person that's been totally disconnected from like that culture as well, right? And so that's it. Is this a bigger conspiracy than JFK? No, I think JFK is a lot bigger because there is a chance that, and there's a possibility.
I mean, look, from what I know, was JFK, the mafia, the CIA, brainwashing programs, inserting memories, where you can also change a person's identity. You can flip a switch, change who that person is, flip a switch, they're another person. And there's at least, 3 shooters with that, etc. And, I mean, you have the CIA, you have people intelligence, you have the generals, admirals, military involved, everybody was involved with JFK, RFK. You have Martin Luther King. I used to do a lot of stuff on it. It's just dirty.
Ability that all of the files were deleted and there isn't a list. And they were just talking shit and they didn't actually have the list ever. That's definitely a possibility. Now,
there is always lists out there. Always. There are people that got stuff in their head that remember things as well. There are pictures out there on the net, on these programs, for these premium, sites that we watch, that stuff on Epstein. Follow the trail, see what's in those pictures. You go to those people, say, hey, what were you doing with this guy? Then you go to other people, they talk, go to other people. There's trails, etc. It's like a spider web. It funnels out everywhere.
Is that what I would guess? I mean, maybe, maybe not. I kind of would guess that would happen, but I genuinely have no idea. And so anyway, person's family needs to be disconnected as well, all the friends, associates, family, etc. Yeah, definitely. The list they had was the one that leaked already. What if Elon's party came to power? I don't think that's really going to happen. I think that this is going to make Trump look bad, but other than that, that's about it. This barely matters. Kids are getting abused all over the world every day. The government isn't going to derail the country over it. Well, I think that, and this is the problem, is that you say that kids are being abused all over the
that is, there is, you know, I mean, with the illegals too, there's more sex trafficking, child trafficking, up to 500,000 missing kids from illegals crossing the border and stuff like that. People say 300, 350,000. I say it's more like 500,000 kids. And you have kids being trafficked, you got sex trafficking. You got this in parts of Europe, you have China, you have Russia, you have, of course, you know, parts of Africa, all over the world, and everything. This is about the rich and the powerful getting away with murder, with all these criminal acts that they do all the time. Whereas me or Joe Blow here, me or another guy or gal or whoever, we'd be dead, you know, we'd be rotting in a cell. There's two different kinds of justice, one for the rich and one for the poor. And if you're rich and you're powerful, and I've had politicians tell me, if I wanted, I could get away with murder. That's what they say. I get away with it, or people tell you, yeah, they could get away with that. They could.
For the country all the time. That's true. But it's different because, like, whenever some crazy psychopath does something bad in Missouri or in Iran or in Russia, it doesn't matter because it's just some crazy random retard, right? But when this is a person who's running the country, this is a person who's making decisions, that's doing this, that is a totally different fucking dynamic than just the fact that this happens sometimes, right? And so it's a totally different thing in general. Trump and Bannon are on the list. Well, it's a gross take. Well, no, it's, again, you can be pragmatic about it. I understand being pragmatic about it, but that's just not the way I see it. Do you think Trump's going to win Senate elections if things go like this till the end of 2026? I think that Trump, this is definitely, like, I mean, you can't discount the Iran war, and then, like, there was, like, a number of things that Trump...
I mean, the thing is with Iran, he's an idiot. The regime needs to be taken out. For Trump, it's just like, I want win. I want, you know, peace all over the world. The thing is, he didn't take care of the root problem, which is the regime. The regime is totally heckling Trump, they're heckling Israel, they're heckling all these other countries, saying, we're renewing our nuclear arms stuff again. We're doing it all over again. You guys start shit with us, we're going to attack you. They're attacking us right now by proxy, which is what they've been doing since the 80s. Iran's been attacking us since the 80s. Okay? When the Shah was kicked out, the extremists took over. The regime needs to be blown to pieces. And that was a dumbass thing for Trump to do by not letting Israel to continue to take out the regime. They need a democracy, they need other people that believe in reason, that are not religious extremists, zealots, that hate America, that want Americans dead, or people in Europe dead, that do not want Christians, that do not want Catholics and Jews killed and murdered. You need that regime out of Iran. You need that totally decapitated, totally killed off. You can't have these extremists in any country, really.
Has done ending the Rwanda
and Trump fucked it up. He did.
And aside, shit like this, the big beautiful bill gets passed, the no tax on tips. There's a lot of things that Trump has done that have been W's, right? And so it's not like it's...
There's stuff that I hated about the big beautiful bill I talked about. And stuff, Uganda and stuff like that, the genocide, that's good, but there's other stuff in Africa that I see happening that need... Anyways.
One or the other. But, you know, through recency bias, if the if the midterms were tomorrow, yeah, they'd probably lose. Absolutely. Like, because this looks so bad, man. The little black book, it's out there somewhere. Do you think average voter will remember Rwanda or Iran by next year? No, they probably won't remember anything. But that doesn't really it doesn't really say anything, does it? Like the average voter probably doesn't really care that much about the Epstein stuff either. They're like, yeah, I don't know what that happened or not. Because the Epstein files are, and we have to acknowledge this. It's important to keep this in mind, that this is on the precipice of being a conspiracy theory. It is. It's the same thing as JFK or MLK. Yeah. There is a contingency.
Again, these are not conspiracies, though, when they're rooted in fact. I hate when people say conspiracy theorists, because we're usually always right about a lot of stuff. There's some conspiracy. If there's a conspiracy theory, that's just based on BS a lot of times. I don't like that word. I don't like that terminology. They use that terminology to discredit a person, make people look bad, and make them look like they're just idiots. Mentally unstable, mentally unfit people, mentally crazy people. People can say what they want about me being crazy or whatever, that's fine. But the thing is that when it comes to stuff that I report on, there's a lot of stuff rooted in fact and everything, and that's no longer conspiracy. Now there can be theories into things that could, but it's called speculation, not conspiracy. You're just asking questions. Asking questions is not creating conspiracy. We're trying to get to discovery. We're trying to get to the facts, to the root of the problem, get to the facts. Major difference.
The population that see this, but at the same time, they don't all take it very seriously. And so that is, Folias, yes, it is a conspiracy theory. It 100% is, and it's by definition a conspiracy theory. Yes, exactly. Nobody here has facts, and everyone's making assumptions. Young presidents also won't release it because their current family's being murdered, tethers them to being quiet. Yeah, and I think that's why it took so long for the JFK files to get released. And I think that the reason why the JFK files did get released is very simply because everybody that had power then is dead.
Yeah.
That's it. And so nobody can go and kill anybody because everybody there is all dead. We're assuming the client list.
Well, it's still a lot bigger than anybody thinks. You got the mob and everything. The biggest stuff is still blacked out and classified. Only a few of us know how big it is and everything. And the reason why they're not letting all this stuff out is because it is a stain on government. Is a total stain on the criminality of government. And they're working also with mobsters and criminal elements to keep things a secret, using law enforcement to keep these secrets, using intimidation on witnesses, including threatening to kill people, etc., if they say anything. They don't want that out. I remember doing this in the 80s. I was doing research on JFK stuff back in the 80s, when people were still alive and they're afraid to talk about and say, Dallas police cover stuff up, the FBI covers stuff up. They told people to shut up and not talk about it. It's a lot bigger.
This is actual list. It could also be a file with Epstein and a famous person in a random hotel or another location. It's not a definitive smoking gun list. Yeah, exactly, right? But if you say that you have the list, if you tell everybody, you say, guys, we have the list, and then there's no fucking list, well, then I'd be pretty fucking mad, okay? Editing takes so long. Yes, exactly. Anything incriminating to the elites would have been destroyed when the CIA did their scrub. Exactly, right? And so this does make Donald Trump look really bad. And, yeah, let's see if there's any...
This is what the other side wants, too, It's fair game, both sides,
For this here, I don't think there's anything else really to say. But, yeah, it looked awful, man. It really did.
Yeah, how you look.
And I don't even know what the fuck to say. But it's really, really bad. And so that's pretty much where we're at. Check Reddit, SGK thing. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. So, yeah, she never said that she has the list. She said she has the files on her desk, which is in response of where the list was.
Right.
Guys, they heavily implied any reasonable person that was watching the Trump administration talk about the Epstein files before they came into power would have come to the conclusion that they had the files and they knew who was involved.
It's just lie after lie after lie about UFOs, drones, ETs, or talk about JFK, RFK. A lot of this I knew the truth. I knew the truth about the mob. I knew the truth about the CIA. I knew the truth about the military. I have my own sources. It's a lot of us have, they're older, stuff like that, know about this stuff. And I've had people, my father, being in the military, and other people that I know that have been around crime organizations, etc. Other people that talked in the 80s before they died, and stuff like that. Too many other witnesses, say, Dallas police, FBI stuff, cover stuff up, surgeons and other stuff. They're saying things about JFK's body, about lies that the FBI was saying, and CIA and everything else. You have Martin Luther King. You just have RFK, that stuff. Where is that? It's about accountability, where the government and the rich and powerful can get away with all the criminal acts. And Joe Blow and stuff like that, hell, we'll put him on the frying pan. People just want accountability. That's the thing. This is gonna hurt him badly. I saw this happening, to be honest. I did, because of Trump's connection to Epstein. I definitely saw this happen.
They communicated that very, very clearly, right? Maybe not directly, but that was clearly what the message was. For fuck's sake, stop sucking Trump's dick, guys. There's so many dick riders here. I think that a lot of people, and this is the issue.
For both sides, sucks the other side's dicks or whatever. They do. They suck each other off. They believe everything. They believe everything the other side says. It's total stupidity. People are brainwashed. They're idiots. They believe everything the other side says. And they're liars. What are they doing for us? What are they doing for us? Do you ask yourself that? What is your politician doing for you to better your life right now? They're adding taxes all the time. They're taxing everything. And they keep on taking all our money, more and more and more and more. At least where I am in California. There's other places. So.
This is why I've always told people that you shouldn't idolize people, you should idolize ideas, because people always fall short of ideas. And, again, I think this is a huge disappointment for a lot of people. It definitely is. It's a massive disappointment. And a lot of people are mad about it, and I think that they should be. And can we watch the CoffeeZilla video on this? Well, I don't know if he made one. I have no idea. And also, here's the truth. No one in the public knows what happened. So CoffeeZilla, fucking Alex Jones, me, Glenn Beck, fucking CNN, none of these people actually know what happened. They have no idea at all. Yep, you're probably wrong. I mean, well, no, it's that nobody knows anything about this and they can't prove it. That's the other thing too. Is like, let's say that there's somebody who has definitive, undeniable proof that the Epstein list exists. How could we reference that, and then how could we verify that? How could we know that? Like, let's say somebody presents the actual list. What's stopping everybody from saying, oh, that's not true? You see kind of what I'm saying here? The Epstein list, Jeffrey Epstein, basically the Epstein list is not being released, and I think people are unhappy about what's... it's literally the #1 trending thing with almost 2...
It took you how many hours to find out them on your site? Not on my site. Honest.
2 million posts. So, yeah, people are fucking mad.
Yes, we are. Travis Scott just lost his moon. So, oh my God, what are these rats doing?
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all very much for coming today. I'm Heidi Feldstein Soto. I'm the elected Los Angeles City Attorney.
I think they should be executed for treason. These rats are enabling criminal behavior. I think they should be executed for treason. I really do. With that, I think I'm done with this. I need to get out. I need to move around. Maybe I'll see some UFOs out there. Sometimes I do. Anyways, everybody stay safe. Have a good morning tonight, wherever you are. If you like, tell me what you think. Peace out.